Hey, what's up you guys? After Reaction. Today I'm going to be reacting to some more of the Winchesters. This is season 1 episode 2. So yeah, how you guys going? You good? I hope so. Let's go over the comments from the first episode. Fun fact, Robbie Thompson is the showrunner and wrote this episode. He previously wrote fan favorite episodes like Baby, Fanfiction, and all the Charlie episodes. Oh, he even created the character of Charlie and Eileen. Okay. So I have complete faith in this team. They clearly love this world. Sure. Another fun fact, this show is actually filmed in New Orleans, while Supernatural was filmed in Vancouver, Canada. They thought New Orleans has a lot of stuff that made it feel more like the 70s, and also there was a lot of creepy crypts and stuff they could actually use instead of building sets as much. Well, that's great. I love that. More variety in where we're filming. Also, the voice you heard when Millie was reading the note was Gil McKinney, who played Sam and Dean's grandfather in Supernatural. I love how they got him back for this show. Oh, okay. I actually really liked this episode, and it's starting off really strong. I also loved the Scooby Gang vibe they did in a way that new people could watch without Supernatural, but made it 100 times better if you have watched Supernatural. It felt like it was part of the world and not out of place, and I'm excited for the mystery of the season and the new big bad. I'm not worried about any of the changes because I know it will all eventually make sense. Here's hoping. We just have to trust Robbie and Jensen. I really hope you get around to liking the show and start liking the new characters. Robbie also said that there will be plenty of Monster of the Week episodes because they are fan favorites in Supernatural. I have never met a single person that has said, I love the Monster of the Week episodes. Literally, I don't know anyone. When John said that someone gave him a letter and just vanished, I have a theory that it might be Castiel, an angel or a demon from the future, and it's altering time. I don't know how far-fetched that is, but I think it's a fun idea if it turns out to be true. I'm also excited for the possible fan-favorite characters making appearance, like, wasn't Crowley a Crossroads demon at this point in time? Maybe. Wouldn't it be cool to see Crowley for a few minutes? Yes, but I think Mark Sheppard is, like, I mean, compared to his first appearance, he's definitely aged. I'm not saying that he's, like, super old or anything like that. I'm not saying that he looks ancient or anything like that, but you can definitely tell, I don't know, there'd have to be some work done there with CGI or something, I don't know. The world of Supernatural is just so big that nothing is impossible. Overall, this was a great start to a prequel, because a lot of times prequels do not feel like the original, and this very much felt like Supernatural. I'm sorry for commenting so much. No, that's fine. I'm just so excited for this show. If it's too much, I can be sure to comment less in the future episodes. Hey, no, we're good. We got lots to talk about. I really liked this pilot. I had been spoiling myself with information, so I had some idea of what to expect. I couldn't help it. Fair enough. I just wanted to devour any information they put out about it. At the very first, I was worried about being a prequel of John and Mary. Then we find out that John is going to find out about monsters and demons, so I was concerned about how that would happen and be explained. Having watched Supernatural for 15 seasons, I knew of many ways to explain it, but I wasn't convinced that it would be in the ways that I liked. I'm in the same boat. But the more I learned and the more Jensen talked, the more I knew that it would be in good hands. I've always liked Jensen's thoughts on the show, the stories, etc. They usually matched mine. So I wanted to trust him that it would work. Then I got to learn more about Robbie and felt even better. Okay. So, I became really interested and excited to see what they would create. The first trailer had me concerned that it would be too silly. Me too. But the latest trailer, which I didn't watch because I didn't want to spoil too much, they did was really impressive, and that got me excited again. I'm really willing to just push aside the fact that we know what happens to the main characters, because I feel like I'm going to enjoy watching them fight the good fight during their time, and I think that's going to be easy to do. Even with the lines inserted here and there that hit on what's to come. Yeah. It's weird because, like, technically in every TV show you know the fates of characters because, like, everyone in the world dies at some point. So you know that, like, you know, you just don't know how they're going to die, but you know how these guys are going to die. So it's like, I don't know. It's just, it's going to take a bit for me to get past, I think. And I love the tone and atmosphere. It's got a bit of a creepy vibe to it, and it reminds me a bit of early season Supernatural. Mary definitely does remind me of Dean too, and John a bit like Sam. Well, I do remember, like, they stated something about how, like, Sam and Dad were always, Sam and Dad. Sam and John were always butting heads because they were so alike. So, I mean, possible. I love hearing Jensen and Robbie talk about the show. It's very clear there's a lot of love and heart put into every detail. Jensen and Robbie have been teasing the mystery, and I am excited to find out. Also, I really like this new big bad that they introduced so far. We haven't seen it yet, but the sound makes it seem fun. Yeah. Overall, I liked this pilot episode. I do have some little nitpicks, but most of can be explained away by simple fact that it's a pilot episode. The actors are not yet comfortable in their roles, and it can often show in new shows. Yeah, I think that they were a little bit maybe not comfortable yet. I do agree with that. But the writers and producers are also new and may not have become comfortable in their roles either. But let me start with John and Mary. I really liked the characters. I think both actors did a decent job in their roles, and give them a few more episodes and they won't seem like they're forcing it. Here's hoping. Lata, I liked the character as well. She seems like she's going to be a Bobby type. Maybe we'll get to meet a Bobby. I do have to say that I do not like Carlos though. Will he grow on me? Maybe, but it's going to depend on how they develop and write his character. But I already found myself thinking when they were in that underground area and he walked away from Lada and she couldn't find him for a minute, I was like, whoa, they just killed him off already? Good. Yikes. But this show has too much exposition. Too much talking and too much needless explanations and too much backstory too quickly. That can be explained because technically this is a new TV show. Some people will start the show having never seen a single episode of Supernatural. So they need to have some kind of exposition there. They need to explain the world to people who have never seen the show that it derives from. I don't need to know too many details about John's war experience, at least not as much as they already gave us. Just showing him have PTSD and knowing that he was in war is more than enough. Slowly, over the next dozen episodes, we find out more. I mean, yeah, I do agree that's better storytelling. However, you have to think about the fact that this is a pilot episode. Pilot episodes are filmed. And then, so they need to put as much, interesting stuff in there as possible. Because they take 6 months to pick up a pilot episode for a whole series or a whole season or something. So in a way, it's kind of like some of the stuff from the pilot episode may not even end up carrying on for the rest of the show. That happens with a lot of shows. So they wanted to tell us enough about this character that you understood I don't know what I'm trying to say. Maybe I explained it well enough and I'm just durdling around in circles. I don't know. With Mary, same deal. We don't need to know right away that her cousin was killed by a vampire. Carlos, well, I didn't like his character. He seemed like the comedic sidekick, which is not something I want in a supernatural show. And what was the point of the over-exposition of telling us both an ex-girlfriend and ex-boyfriend? Are they adding him in for diversity, which to date with TV and movies always means the writing suffers because they concentrate too much on diversity and inclusion? I'll wait to see how they handle his character. I got the vibe with Carlos that he was, like, into dudes, like, from the get-go. But then they claimed, they explained that, he was into girls and boys, apparently. I don't know that was necessary to learn immediately in that clunky exposition. I think it's important, definitely, but I think that it was quite clunky. Show, don't tell. Lada, I actually like the character and I'm looking forward to see what they do with her. Overall, I'm cautiously optimistic and there are warning signs for me here. Not at least of which is over-exposition. There's an old writer saying, show, don't tell. Which pretty much means trust your audience to have enough intelligence to figure things out on their own without having to have your characters tell you everything they're doing all the time or why. But as I said, this is a pilot episode. Yeah. They wrote this episode in a way that lets new viewers that haven't seen Supernatural to be able to watch and understand it, which is why so much exposition. I actually think they handled Carlos's character well with the diversity. I don't know. And they only mentioned it once and they didn't keep reminding us of it like some shows like to do. Yes, but just because they didn't stoop to the ways that other shows have done, it doesn't mean that it was done quite well. I did enjoy it more than I thought I would as far as changing the story. We know it already changed in the Supernatural time and time again. 15 seasons of the show, and I guess that's bound to happen. I did just read an article that confirmed Dean will narrate every episode. Yes! My boy is gonna be around forever. It's certainly interesting, and I wonder, will they face more monsters than demons in this show? Because that monster looks really good. Now, I might be forgetting, but did Dean or Sam ever face any monsters like that? I don't think so. I think they've mainly faced human-like creatures, like humanoid creatures. With the upgraded CG elements to the show, they probably got a bit more of a budget with this, so they probably have more budget to do more CG creatures. Yeah, I mean, they got rid of legacies, so their budget from that show could go to this show probably. I don't know. Looked like a good ass werewolf from the Underworld movies. I was pleasantly surprised by the pilot episode. I liked it more than I thought I would. I can't wait for the next episode. Well, that's great. I was actually pleasantly surprised, to be honest. I felt like the pilot of this show, I liked the pilot of this show more than I liked the pilot of Supernatural. Well, I do have a comment that I wanted to read from YouTube. So I don't usually do this. I don't usually read comments from YouTube on, on these videos. Sorry guys, but if you want to have a discussion, it's like more of a Patreon thing. Go to comment on the Patreon. But if you do make a good enough comment, I will, probably bring it up. And this person actually brought up a really interesting thing. where was it? It's quite a long comment, I believe. Alright. Here's some issues that were brought up. I'm still not trusting the show, and I have little annoyances about how they already changed some lore from the original show. 1, Mary and John couldn't stand each other at first. Cooper told us they had to work hard to get the two of them together. Where I might say you're entirely correct here, there's also a possibility that, like, Cupid didn't necessarily mean from the beginning, but maybe they can't stand each other going forward from already meeting each other. I don't know. Benefit of the doubt here, I think. Maybe. Here's hoping. I don't know. We already know something is going to erase John's memories because he has zero knowledge of the supernatural when Mary dies. And again, it is wifed before this when Sam and Dean visited when Mary was pregnant with Dean. They changed the verses in the exorcism. I don't remember it, but I certainly know it ends with Adonos. Yes, because they make because fucking Dean makes a joke about Adonos, bitch, or something like that. Like, the Secret Men of Letters Society is apparently a well-known group where people knew who they were 15 years after they were destroyed. I don't know. Again, just venting, and I'm willing to give it a try, but if these changes keep piling up and disrespecting the original work, I'm gone. I get it. I do. Like, you're really, you're in love with a universe, and you don't want a new TV show to, like, just change everything. I understand. Maybe things will get explained better. I don't know. And then back to the last comment from Patreon. 1972. Okay, so either Dean is going to show up at the end of the season or in season 2, because we know Dean, who was the one who convinced John to buy Baby in 1973. Yeah, I googled that. I mean, you don't know. You don't know that it'll be season 2. You don't know how much time will go over the span of a season. They could just do a time jump. You don't know. Yes, Fruits, John's mum is played by the same actress who played Alaric's love interest. I'm wondering how many other CW actors we'll see on the show. I'm expecting some TVD-verse and Roswell people to show up, most likely. Perhaps even some Arrowverse people. Yeah, especially with those shows all being wrapped up and done. They definitely upped the quality of this. The show looks like it has a higher budget, like Superman and Lois, kinda. Yeah, maybe. They definitely have the letterbox thingy. I don't know. The demon has a bit of an extrified voice. I don't remember any demons or supernatural speaking like this. Voice effects or something. I'm okay with it though. Dude, I don't know if I'm okay with it because all I can think about is the fact of Black Lightning, where they all of a sudden just decided to give Khalil like a modulated voice for no reason he'd never had before, and then all of a sudden he had it, and it was just really out of the blue. And so I keep thinking about that when they just like all of a sudden have like some audio. I don't know. It's just reminding me of that. Did John and Mary on Supernatural ever indicate that they knew about the Men of Letters? No. I guess they just forgot, or maybe they did mention them before they had their reunion in the bunker. No, I don't think that either of them knew, to be honest. I'm not sure. Alright, enter the token gay character. Just an observation though, the way he behaves. I wonder if this was acceptable in 1972. He's into Mary and hooked up with her boyfriend. Okay, he's bi, which is very strange when you think about the fact that it is 1972. Like, bisexuality was not widely accepted back then. It was either you were straight or you were gay and going to hell. Which is ridiculous and stupid and, like, let's be honest, what the fuck. But, I don't know. Interesting. And, you know, just to clarify, I don't believe any of these things. Like, you should love who you want to love. You do you. I ain't gonna stop you. It doesn't bother me. Apparently we're wrong. I looked it up. Salt was used to disperse ghosts, but could also be used to slow demons down. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. They're using the theme from Supernatural when things get dramatic. I didn't realize how much I missed it. I know! It's so weird, isn't it? Oh, my God. You were right, Fruits. Saving people, hunting things. They found a way to put it into the dialogue. Yeah, but they missed out on... Oh, Dad's been on a hunting trip and he hasn't been home for a while. Man, you had a chance to say it and you didn't say it, and I'm really disappointed, to be honest. I'm gonna just say it. Not a big fan of the name Lata. Sounds too much like the coffee. Fair. Same. I'm gonna remain cautiously optimistic about the pilot now. It was okay. They didn't stray too far from the lore to make me get annoyed or anything. I'm looking forward to more. Me too. As for Jensen being part of it, I'm going to assume we won't see much of him, but doing some narration is probably easy as fuck, so our boy's back, Fruits. Hell the fuck yeah. I believe the demon voice did happen in Supernatural. Sometimes they can choose when to use it or not. I don't think so. I really don't think so. I think that's a new addition. I don't know. But I will be a moment and then we'll start the episode. Alright. Let's get into it.
I should go home tonight. You know, tell my old man exactly what's on my
Look.
mind.
You can see the Milky Way.
What's that?
Mary?
Dad?
It's time to go home, son.
It's too late. I'm letting you go.
Is this going to be a ghost episode? There was like... No. Oh, there was like 700 ghost episodes of Supernatural. And let me tell you, there was only like 350 episodes. So I don't know how that worked.
The ties that bind a family together can be complicated. Parents raise you, teach you what's right and wrong, and in some instances, how to kill monsters. But no matter who you are, there comes a time when you have to break from them and make your own way. And if you're not careful, things can get pretty ugly.
Lata, we're not here to play with zombies.
It's dead.
I don't want
Twice
zombies.
over, actually. Look, its jaw can dislocate. For bigger bites, I presume.
You are deeply weird and starting to concern me.
File cabinets are all empty. If there was information about the Akrita, it's gone.
Because my dad already has it. He was here, and he made it out alive.
I see. It's Samuel Campbell.
He taught me how to make shotgun shells. Always signed his work.
Why wouldn't he wait for us or try to contact you, Mary?
This is his way of contacting me.
What are you talking about?
The box is not working!
You okay?
Episode 2 and I'm already dealing with zombies.
Yep. Yeah, I think some got in my mouth. So what about those shells?
My dad always covers his tracks. There's no way he would leave these behind if he wasn't trying to send me a message. It's a news story. A father said his kid Barry Smith went missing in Topeka, Kansas due to mysterious circumstances. My dad must be there and he wants us to meet him.
To find some kid who's probably sleeping off an acid trip? Come on, Mary, your dad...
Kind of reminding me a little bit of the beginning of Supernatural, though. It's like, oh, my dad's on a hunting trip, and then like you follow him through all these different hunts, and it's like, he wasn't really doing any of those things, was he?
He needs help. And we're going to Topeka to find him.
What about fixing
Can
the
you
ball?
just listen for a second,
My dad
Mary?
is out there alone. We need to find him before the Akrita do.
Mary, just stop.
Ada, you set up shop in the clubhouse and dig into fixing this box. The rest of us will talk to this kid's dad and see what's going on. Hey, you okay?
In the war, I was a scout. My job was to find things. I was good at that, but striking out the last couple weeks looking for your dad, I just started to get worried.
About?
My dad left me that letter because he wanted me to follow in his footsteps. I don't know how.
Well, in the Marines, did you learn how to be a scout overnight? You have nothing to worry about. You did good back there.
I guess I'm lucky that I have such a good teacher.
So there's something a little distracting about her eyebrows being that dark. I don't know. The original Mary did not have really
my
dark
bruised
eyebrows.
arm.
She should lighten
The
them
two
just a
zombies
little
that I
bit.
killed.
Oh, no. You technically killed one.
Well, no, I mean,
I wonder if the actress, like John and Mary, the actors, watched Supernatural at all. Studied their characters or not.
We had a deal. You promised to come home. Instead, it's your dad all over again. You disappear for a week, and when you finally do come back, you're covered in blood.
it's not my blood.
I waited for a call, a single call. And when the phone finally rang, you know who it was? Betty. And the only thing that shows up is some trashed Roadrunner with your name on it.
First of all, that's my friend's car and I'm gonna fix it. Second, I didn't call because it wasn't a part of the deal.
I spent the last week with your father's things. His whole life reduced to a box. Is that all I'm gonna have left of you two?
You don't think I can do this? That's what this is about.
John!
Let's go, guys. You're not serious. I'm Mick Fleetwood.
Well, it's nice to meet you, Mick. I'm Christine McVie. Come on. How about you show me a smile?
Really want me to lay it all down?
Ah, now you're in character. Let's go.
Not saying the name. Hi, I'm Mick, Fleetwood. This is my friend Christine. We're friends at Barry's from school. Do you have a minute to talk?
Remember when they used to, Sam and Dean would like dress up as different people,
brought enough
and then
books.
eventually they just dressed
think
up as
we won the
FBI
game.
agents all the time. They got lazy with it.
Did you hear John's mum back at the garage? She mentioned someone named Betty.
So, no sign of my dad or the Akrita, but there is a case here.
Why? What'd you find out about the dad?
Our missing kid Barry got caught up with this girl named Maya, and she took him to this commune called Harper's Ranch. Now, Barry's dad talked to Maya. She said she saw Barry get taken by some kind of monster. His dad just assumed she was on the drugs.
A commune, you say?
So far, all I see is a lot of peace, love, and happiness.
Well, you know what they say. When in Rome.
Okay, tripping the light fantastic is gonna have to wait. So you guys find Maya, and we're gonna figure out who's in charge here.
We're always happy to welcome new members, eager to do the hard work they need to change.
Yeah, what kind of work is that?
Breaking free from tyranny.
We're breaking
Everyone
free!
that's controlling you,
Sorry.
shedding your past, especially the people who hurt you. For me, it was Sister Bernadette. But for most people, it's their parents. Well, make yourselves at home. And when you're ready, I will be your guide.
He's definitely a suspect.
All right, you saw something. What did I miss?
It's that necklace. I've seen that symbol before. Let's go to the van and see if we can find and lock his books.
I didn't get a chance to introduce myself earlier.
Right. One of John's new friends.
Ada Monroe. John just needs time. He'll go to his corner, he'll come back when he's ready.
You learn all that after 1 week on the road with my son?
Learned all that from his father. Look, Henry and I just worked together. He had his secrets, he made his mistakes, but John...
How could you
John is
possibly
open in a way
know
that Henry just never was.
his
and I
father?
suspect that part of him
You
comes
don't
from
look
you.
that old.
I won't take up any more of your time. I wanted to give you this.
What is this?
It's the number and address of the motel where John and the others are staying.
Okay, I'm a little confused. There's no way, right? Because his father disappeared like 15 years ago. Okay? So, like, you worked with him. So, let's say you're 20 years old when you worked with him. 15 years after that, that's like 35? And you don't look 35. Maybe the actress is 35, I don't know. But, I mean, like, when you compare to, like, this actress here, who looks kind of like a mum, I don't know. That doesn't match up.
Peace of mind.
Thank you, Ada.
There is one more thing. I saw this vine when we drove in. Do you mind if I take some of it?
You can take all of it if you want. Henry planted it years ago and never learned its name, much less how to take care of it. Somehow it's still here after all these years.
It's jasmine. It's for protection.
Jasmine is involved? Well, shit, we're screwed.
Do you see that?
See what? Clyde?
So, Clyde's a shapeshifter. Any tips on how to hunt something that can look like anything?
My dad always taught me this trick. You have to look for their tell. No shapeshifter is perfect, so you have to look for any slip-ups in behavior. And if that doesn't work, the part where they're trying to kill you is usually a dead giveaway. So.
Silver?
Yeah, no, I'll have to thank your dad for that one. You make quite the pair, huh? Can't find one of your parents. Can't seem to get my mom off my back.
Wow, what she said really got under your skin, huh?
What got under my skin is... And what if she's right? What if I'm not cut out to be on her?
John, I already told you. You just need time.
You're right. It's my life, not hers.
Come here, we got something. Layla said this is where it happened, but I don't see any signs of Clyde or where he was taken.
Well, if you want to know what kind of shapeshifter we're dealing with, there's only one with green blood, a mimic. My parents and I went up against one in Alabama.
That's good news, right? That means we know how to kill it.
They're only vulnerable to weapons made out of copper.
You mean literally the only metal I don't have in my van?
You're kidding, right? Why not?
Because I pride myself on carrying quality weaponry, not cheap garbage made out of... pennies?
I think I might know where we can get some. I mean, the plumbing back at the motel is made out of copper, so we could use that to make weapons.
Guys, I don't think we're dealing with a mimic. This isn't blood. It looks like sap to me.
What, you think we're dealing with some kind of tree monster?
I'm not sure. But that's not the only part that's strange. These purple flowers, I've never seen anything like them. I'd have to check the lore, but perhaps they're connected.
I appreciate you kicking the tires on this one, Lotta, but we finally have an idea on this monster. John, take the hippies.
You're just gonna make an assumption?
Get back to the motel and grab those pipes. Let's track this thing down.
Ada.
Lata?
We found this flower. I don't know, maybe it's stupid, but lay it on me. Purple, 8 petals. Actually kind of pretty if you...
How are the leaves?
Sharp, spiky, and there's a sap. Dark green, khaki. Smells like
Bad
honey.
honey. It reminds me of a rare flower found in the remote regions of Colombia. I have a book.
Don't bother. I packed like a ton of books. I'm pretty sure it's in the van. Thank you. Hey, Dad.
Why did you ask her then?
You too.
What? You got almost no information from that. So you're drinking a protection spell? Or not? No spraying of water. Okay.
Mom? You're not even listening to me.
Of course I am. And I know why you're so upset. A child's job is to rebel.
Look, I'm not a kid, okay? And I'm not rebelling. Mom, I don't want to fight with you, okay? But I just... Look, I wish that you believed in me. I can do this.
Who are you trying to convince, John? This isn't about me or your friends. Deep down, you know it's your dad that never believed in you.
She's definitely playing it up like she is
That's not true.
the creature. She's acting that way.
Please.
Whether or not that's intentional to make us think that it's the monster when it's not.
He would have stayed. Trained you to be a part of the Men in Letters, like he was, but he didn't.
We're done here.
Not yet. You have to face this. Knowing that you were the reason he left. Thinking about what could have been. Especially after hearing all those stories about Samuel training your new friend, Mary.
It's funny, because I don't remember telling you about Samuel. Or Mary. What I do remember this one poker tip they gave me. Damn it. You're not my mom.
I'm not a mimic either.
John? We're too late. She has him.
Where?
Hilaire.
No, he has to be here.
I'm afraid I don't know where that is.
This is all my fault. I should have just listened to both of you. I just really thought my dad was gonna be out here, and when I realized he wasn't, I just wanted to close the case and move on. I'm sorry. You're giving me the silent treatment again.
I'm just trying not to keel over from all the shock. I mean, Mary Campbell apologizing. I just never thought we'd live to see the day.
What he means is, of course we forgive you.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
We're gonna find him, Mare. We're gonna get him back.
So what do we do now?
Well, you're the one who told us we're dealing with Audrey 3, so you tell us. What's the plan, Lotta? You're kidding, right? You want us to use her own leg to stab her in the heart and kill her?
You said it, not me.
Is sick and twisted enough, it might just work. I take it back. I love that deeply weird side of you.
Okay, let's say we can make this work. We still don't even know where to find her.
I think I might.
Why are you still dressed like that? It's kind of weird.
It was a time when I was proud of you, son. But now when I look at you, all I see is disappointment.
Dad, don't do this. No. Stop. Jacob. No.
That was a little jarring.
Shouldn't have disobeyed me, John. Now I have to punish you.
Are you sure following these path of flowers will lead us to Lithuania?
Just go with it. We trusted Samuel. Who's following in his footsteps now?
When was there a path of flowers?
Come on. Come on, John. You think you can stand up to me? You don't have it in you.
That hurt.
It's time to teach you a little respect.
Okay, I'll help John. You guys save Barry. Go for the leg.
You can't hurt me. You're still just the helpless little boy whose father left because he didn't believe in you.
I just need to believe in myself.
No messy cleanup.
Nice shirt.
Thanks.
Guess they wash their clothes.
Mom,
Want to introduce me to your friend?
this is Mary.
It's nice to meet you, Miss Winchester.
Call me Millie. It's your car, I assume? You're all set. It's on the house.
Really?
It's the least I could do. You brought my kid home safe.
Thank you.
John.
Hey, look, wait, before you tear into me, can I go first? I thought that I was angry at you for not believing in me, but I wasn't. I was angry at Dad, and I did what I always do, which is I took out on you what I can't take out on him.
I do believe in you, John. The day that picture was taken, your dad and I got into a fight about the men of letters and how it was always taking him away from us. But your dad and I had this rule. Whenever we fought, no matter how bad it got, we had to find a way to tell each other after, I love you. We followed our rule that day, and you can tell. The last fight we had, the day he walked out the door, you know what neither of us stopped to tell each other? We're always gonna have our fights. And I'm always gonna worry about my baby. But I am never gonna let you walk out that door again without telling you I love you.
Love you too, Mom.
I think I have a lead on the box.
What is this place?
There's more to the clubhouse than you may have guessed. I'll give you a full tour later. Not the kind you're thinking, those will kill you in seconds. What are these? Automatic writing. I brewed a potion to tap into my subconscious so I could access the echo of any remaining portion of the demon that possessed me.
That sounds awful.
The demon that possessed me is dead, but he knew the demon that attacked you all, and they both knew about the box, so if we can find that demon...
We might be able to get some answers. And the Akrita.
And my father.
While I am loving this conversation, I would just like to point out that we still have some pizza waiting for us. So...
Teach your children well, their father's hell did slowly go by, and feed them on your dream, the one they picked,
Pretty color.
the one you know by would cry, so just look at them and sigh, and know they love you.
No, thank you. I return. Alrighty. Well, that was the Winchesters season 1, episode 2. We didn't have an outro from Dean, so I feel robbed. It was an okay episode, to be honest. Nothing's ever gonna live up to a pilot episode of any TV show, I think. It was okay. I don't know. I don't really have much to say, to be honest. I don't know. I'll leave it to you guys to talk about it. Maybe I'll have more to say next week after reading your comments and thoughts. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.